February 9th, evening, Stronghold. I finally have all 4 flasks! But Heisenberg said I needed to do one more thing to heal her. Take all the flasks to the altar. Will this really heal her? Can I trust Heisenberg? Speaking of the altar, it's time, Duke. Time to end it. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Resident Evil Village. We have all 4 flasks. We were told to take it to this chalice and insert all 4.
What was that?
That was a second family photo. I loved Moreau's face at that one. He's just like, oh, look at the baby! And probably the one to cause her to cry more. Speaking of Moreau, that was his flask. We're essentially going backwards. Heisenberg, Moreau. The next chalice will be the legs from Donna Beneviento. And last but not least, the first one we got, the head flask from Dimitrescu. With their powers combined, we get the Giant's Chalice!
What?
This is where the game goes, hey, you should go this way and nowhere else. Because you can't go anywhere else now. You're stuck.
If it's just looking.
Thankfully, the Duke will still sell me something.
Finished? Are you sure you have everything?
I love that he has specific dialogue for different parts of the game. Very specific parts of the game. But now that we have reached more or less our point of no return, and we have the Giant's Chalice, I just love that we've inserted the 4 parts of Rose in her flasks and just picked up this giant remembrance chalice, remembering Resident Evil 6 through 0. Just, you know, rip in peace. It's the only way to get our daughter back. Our lovely daughter. See? Look at her. She's so cute. I miss her. No worries. I'm doing my best. That little addition to the back of your photo happens after you finish up Beneviento's part. I had no idea that existed, so thanks for you out in the comments letting me know that. It's a nice little detail. Even though Mia wasn't actually there, it mysteriously ended up on the back of that photo, so maybe it's her spirit.
What's going on?
Are we gonna have to fight a giant? I don't want to even think about that. Or maybe we'll have to fight a giant transformer. I don't know. Here's something I find very intriguing. I don't remember Heisenberg's factory being back there the entire time. I was just thinking, did that have clouds in front of it so that you couldn't see where we were going next? Maybe just to save on resources, because now we have to go to the factory? C'est la vie. Let's do it. Umbrella! I know it's the chalice that made that bridge rise, but I just find it so funny that technically Heisenberg's been trapped over there, which is why he wasn't over at the Stronghold to fight you. He's like, please, for the love of God, get the last part of your daughter so I can leave. I love this little elevator segment. It's another cooldown, and obviously a way for the game to load the rest of the game that you're going to have to go through. But the funny thing is, it makes no logical sense.
Don't worry about the kid, even. It'll be fine. Ha! Just get your ass across the bridge.
And even though we went down pretty fast, it makes no sense going down that long elevator. You'll see what I mean as soon as we come out here. We now have to leave Rose behind in the giant chalice and enter into the final area of the game. Kinda. You'll see what I mean later. Off there in the distance, Heisenberg's factory. A much different part of the game.
Ah! Ethan Winters. Welcome. I didn't think you'd make it past Daughter Moreau, but I suppose you survived worse back in America, hmm? I like you. I'd like to speak to you about Rose and Miranda. Oh, come on in. Don't worry. It's not a trap.
What are you planning?
And then you immediately get hit by a bear trap. I would love that so much. I do love that statement. You faced worse back in America, right? It's just like, no, I just fought people from Louisiana. I mean, they were mutated, they were moldy, they were ew, and I got drop-kicked by grandma. But, you know, it wasn't that bad compared to actual vampires, actual werewolves, actual mermen, and actual creepy doll ladies. This part of the game I'm not the biggest fan of. In recent years and different playthroughs, I've noticed it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. Let's just say it's easy to get lost in this dark area. Gotta hand it to Capcom. They're really good at making crowded, filthy rooms with a bunch of crap in them. Maybe that's just one of their specialties. It's just like, oh, hey, we need an extra room to welcome in Ethan as he's going to Heisenberg's factory. Can you make one quick room with just a bunch of random shit in it? Yeah, you got it. And then it's done in like 15 minutes. It's like, how'd you do that with all the assets we didn't have? It's just like, what? I reused it from Resident Evil 2, 3, and Biohazard. I guess that's okay. Heisenberg isn't here. But we do get to see where he gets his work done. And what type of work is he been doing back here? I expect to see Charlie Day on this whiteboard. I'll get the string.
What the hell? Mia?
Truth hurts, don't it? Let me guess. You're thinking, take me out like the others, and then he gets to go and save Rose, right?
Yeah.
I'm healing my daughter.
Look, you got this all wrong. Tell me what I'm talking about. Shut your fucking hole! Sorry about that. Take a seat. Listen, Ethan, you're being played.
What are you talking about? You think this is a game?
I said sit!
Okay, fine, jeez.
Lady, supersized bitch. Ugly ass psycho doll. An embryonic freak. Don't you get it? It's a test. To see if you're strong enough to be a part of Miranda's family.
I don't want to be a part of Miranda's family.
Neither did I, but here we are. And I'm next in line, right? Kill me, move up the chain. Well, fuck that!
I don't give a damn about your personal issues. I just want to fix my daughter.
So do I. Do you have any idea how powerful that kid is? Even Miranda's scared of her. Last time, you freak, I swear to God! You and me, Ethan. Together, we can go save Rose, and we can use her to grind Miranda into paste.
My daughter is not a weapon. Fuck you!
Last chance. You don't want to find out what's in that hole.
I'll take my chances.
No fear.
Oh my god! Bad time. Bad time. Oh god! Run! Don't stay behind. You can't kill it, trust me. There's going to be a lot of stuff closing in front of you. Just keep going forward. Maybe, don't wait. Yeah, it's still coming. You gotta duck down. Nothing can stop this thing. It can only delay just a little bit. So jump for it!
Damn it!
God, I hope there isn't a free nail. See, Ethan, that wasn't too bad.
What was that thing?
That, Ethan, my friend, is a setup and payoff of the highest caliber. That cutscene does a lot of good for me. Even though I'm not a big fan of Heisenberg's factory, that opening right there, that soft opener, is so good. Let me just go over it piece by piece. First of all, you finally get to talk one-on-one with Heisenberg, and he's not surrounded by lichens. So that's already great. The next one is, he kind of barters with you. He notices how strong you are, and the fact that you've killed his siblings. So he's just like, well, why don't we work together? Bring Rose back to you, and then we'll take out Mother Miranda together. But Ethan's an all-or-nothing kind of guy, apparently, so he's going to take out Heisenberg, too. The strongest of all of Mother Miranda's children, by the way. It goes Heisenberg, Dimitrescu, Moreau, and then Donna. So that's where the hierarchy stands as far as, like, combat prowess. Heisenberg's tough, and he's going to show off how tough he is when we get to the end of the factory, but that won't be for a while. We have some new zombie types. They now have visors, like Data. And they're on their face now, so it's kind of harder to get headshots. You can shoot them off, which is nice, but just know, yeah, they're a little bit tougher than your average zombie. Another fantastic little detail, and I love this from a story writing perspective. That chainsaw monstrosity was a setup and payoff. You hear it at the beginning of your talk with Heisenberg, you hear it again in the middle, and the entire time you're just going, oh dear lord, please no, I don't want to know what that thing is. I don't want to see what that revving is. And then eventually you see it in probably one of the best ways possible, a spinning fan. And then it opens. And it's a guy connected with like 6 chainsaws for a face. Mwah! Beautiful!
This place is messed up. I've got to get upstairs.
Here is where the intimidation sets in. This place is huge. Second to Castle Dimitrescu for how big this area is. We're gonna be here for a couple episodes. I'll lead you on the right path, no worries. But it is extremely easy to get lost. It has some linearity, but if you want to get everything, you're gonna have to, you know, go down a couple hallways and... Oh, good Lord, Duke, how did you get here?
I've expanded my services. Please, come take a look.
Did you go down the hole too?
If it's just looking, window shop away.
Well, if you twist my arm. The Duke does have some brand new guns, so we're gonna take advantage of that. I've sold everything I can, and I've got 376,000. Last attache case.
Created man's back to carry burdens, but to think you want to pile on even more.
Give me all of the world's burdens, I can handle them. We have a new handgun, a powerful fully automatic machine pistol. This uses your handgun ammunition, and when it's fully upgraded, essentially becomes a TMP. The SYG-12 is a semi-automatic shotgun.
Aha!
This thing is a fantastic gun. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I held it, I was like, oh, what's the big deal about this thing? It doesn't shoot for beans. It's just like, bang, and then you wait for like a few seconds, then you're like, oh, is it gonna let me shoot again? And then it lets you shoot again, and then you realize, oh shit, I'm actually doing a lot of damage. Okay, I get what you're putting down. Go ahead and sell our old shotgun and our old handgun because we want to get these extra pieces. But look at that beauty!
I hope this one makes itself useful.
Yeah. An extension for the capacity for the Wolf's Bane. I messed up and said that the Wolf's Bane was a 6-cylinder Magnum. It was 5. It only shot 5 shots. But now that we have the extension, it now shoots 7.
Please let me know
What?
if you'd like to strengthen your weapons.
It skips the 6-shooter completely. It goes up to 7. But that's the only upgrade you get to capacity. I don't know why I thought 6-shooter. Maybe it's because it looks like a stereotypical 6-shot. But it's fine. I don't exactly know guns all well. Yeah, we immediately ran out of money buying these brand new weapons. But trust me, you're going to want to do very specific upgrades for these guys.
Please come again.
Oh, yes, I will, Duke. It's going to be a fun time. Don't you worry. Don't you worry one bit. This place is a flippin' mess. I'll probably clean it in between episodes. See, there we go. That's looking pretty nice. Might put this up here. Yeah, I just like... Order of operations. You know how it is. And plus, it's like my internet speed right now. There we go. And awesome. Yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't really use the third pistol in my first ever playthrough. I guess it was just had gotten so used to it, and it had a lot of ammunition, so starting from scratch just felt like just a little bit like busy work. This gun is great. Especially here, we're gonna be dealing with enemies that are somewhat mechanized. That's one of the highlights for me in Heisenberg's factory is the fear aspect and what we're going to be dealing with. We're going to be dealing with some body horror shit. You already saw it with the guy with a face made of chainsaws. There's a lot more deep within this factory, and it's going to be a good time. I was trying to figure out what the last aspect of horror was, because it normally comes in 2s. We had... I've already gone over the different aspects of horror and their representations in the different segments, but for Heisenberg, I truly think it's just fear of body horror, fear of the grotesque. And yeah, we're going to be dealing with that quite a bit here. Although if you're afraid of dingy old factories with barely any lighting, that might also, you know, get you in the nightmare department. So we have this here. That special little light, it can be shot. It looks easy to break, so you can either use your knife or shoot it. Oh, that's great. Ooh, that firing rate is ick. But that damage is great. It probably helped that I used the mine. I have found a new love for the mines in this video game that has mines. I just love it. I could just place one down, and Ethan doesn't take damage from them. So I could just pop one down in front of a boss, he blows up, and Ethan's just like, whoa, what happened? Oh, I never used mines as much as I do here. I just love it. I guess I'm also trying to conserve ammo, and mines are pretty easy to make, but it's still really funny. Hey, what's up, guys? Ugh, not a lot of ammo in this one. Trust me, this gun gets good. Don't you worry there, partner. It's gonna be great. We just have to deal with kind of a crappy handgun for a little while. This place also does give you a lot of money, so I guess that's a nice, even trade. I mean, we've already found where the last of the balls go for the labyrinth, so that's good. This is a really neat area. I guess, looking back on it, I look at it more fondly, because, you know, I know where to go now. This is what I mean by body horror shit. It's a lot of pins, it's a lot of metal on a human skull there. That's just great. It does give me Resident Evil Remake Laboratory vibes, where you had to look at the different X-rays to figure out what was wrong. Not what was wrong with the guys, but that was the solution to a puzzle, was using different X-rays. And that just feels like a callback. I'm not going to say it officially is, but it just feels right. Hey! Everybody come here. I got something to show you. There, check it. Oh, I will never get tired of that. I really should conserve my explosives. We're going to be dealing with some nasty enemies. Oh, maybe that's the thing I find somewhat aggravating about the factory. So this entire time we've been dealing with pretty easy adversaries. I'm not going to say they were exactly the easiest thing in the world. But, yeah, not too much difficulty ever since Castle Dimitrescu. This is where the difficulty starts to curve up very fast. They want you to know very quickly that this place is dangerous. And then you get imagery like that as soon as you walk into this room. Dimly lit, dust everywhere, just hopefully a corpse sitting in a chair. Oh my god.
Did he do this too?
See what I mean about some body horror shit? That's messed up. What's the place to bet that guy's getting up? Just me? Of course. Hello, buddy! What's that big glowing weak point you have there on your front? These guys hurt, and they are very defensive, surprisingly. The entire time, they have their like little idle animation and they're walking directly up to you, about to attack. When they're revving up that attack, they're blocking their weak point. So you either need to find another way to kill them, to shoot their weak point right there in their crystal mechanical heart, or you back up, wait for them to attack, to expose their weak point. Kind of 1+1 on the attack front, but a very cool design, and we'll be seeing some variants later on in the factory. It's great. That was a good opening to your new enemy type. Regular enemy type, I should add. It's not just zombies in this area. We're going to be dealing with all sorts of mechanical freaks. I would say the entirety of the factory depends on this forge right here. You're going to be finding a bunch of different reliefs, and gotta say, fastest forge I've ever seen. Look at that, pouring in the liquid. Immediately gets cooled. And then, bam, it's done. No, Ethan, I wouldn't touch that if I were you. No!
Seems useful.
As it burns off what was left of my three-fingered hand, this should still be like 1,000 degrees Kelvin, dude! That's extremely hot! Well, whatever. Video games are video games. I don't think we could put like a, you know, oh my god. I don't think we could add like a blow on it to make it less hot kind of mechanic. It's like, oh, wait, mash the A button to go. Okay, we got it. This place is also where you'll use the rest of your lockpicks. We've already used both of the ones we had left, so well worth your time, especially if they're just tossing out magnum ammo like that. So now we're going to get into just something about game design that I find fascinating when done right. You have already conveyed to the player that glowy orange lights equals shoot it. And then you have this little puzzle right here. We're dealing with huge machines that do hurt if you run into them, obviously. But you notice they have glowy orange bits. Shoot them. That's just so nice that they conveyed very early on in a non-threatening situation, hey, you should probably shoot that. And then later on you go, oh my god, how am I going to run through this? You can actually run through it, mind you. You don't have to shoot them and stop them. But it is well worth your time to do that. Now, that being said, if you want to wait a little bit, be my guest. In fact, you're actually going to kill a majority of the zombies if you just let them know you're here and wait patiently. Apparently they didn't get the memo to shoot the bright orange thingy. They're also very well hidden, I should note. Like, there's one up there. It's actually kind of hard to shoot. So, at least they're making you work for it. And then, of course, they got this one that has 5 bright lights. But, nah, we're just gonna chill here. So, how you guys doing today? Having a good day? You know, it just seems like we could sit here and have a casual chat while in the heart of this factory. You know, Heisenberg actually doesn't technically know where we are at this point. We're kind of like a rat in his maze. I mean, we're here somewhere, but he's probably busy working. I think he assumes that old Chainsaw Face... Oh my god, I just realized that is a Chainsaw Man. Complete with chainsaw on face. Wow! Oh. I really need to watch Chainsaw Man. And last but not least, there it is. Very hard to hit, actually. There we go. And now that we've caused a workers' violation, and now 5 different machines have simultaneously stopped working, we might have an overheating issue coming up here soon. I guess another thing that kind of soured me on the factory the first couple times I played it is a long segment. While playing this for the first and second time, you honestly think you're about to beat the game. Because you're going straight to the 4th area. End of game, right? No. Not yet. I mean, after this, you're in endgame territory, but they kind of tease you with that ending there. You figure, oh, I have all 4 flasks, I'm about to beat the game. No. Not like that. I want to blow that up. I want to blow that up. Woo! Alright! Nice. Shotgun ammo. And this... Oh, baby. Keep this handy. It doesn't have anything to do with this factory, but it has everything to do with a payday. Your backup generator sucks, Heisenberg! Jeez. Well, I guess we can help piece this back together. Hey, you know what I just realized? This entire factory is autonomous. There's a lot of work happening in the background, but only in specific sections. I know certain parts of a factory don't actually have to be working 24/7, but if you want to keep the line going... Wouldn't you need to have the rest of this down here moving? Like we saw an assembly line of those monsters, but it's not working here. And maybe he met his quota in this part of the factory? I don't know. By the way, the lore here is extremely good. We'll be finding some notes later on Heisenberg, and it's very well written, let's say that. You also get to see what Heisenberg does in his spare time, and it's not just posing for new swimsuits. Mechanical soldiers, the solda. Fully grown male corpse used, removed heart and implanted cadeau. Also stimulation via electric shock was successful. He's making an army. He is using the corpses of the dead and retraining them to be undead soldiers. There's a bit of artwork in Resident Evil Village that shows Heisenberg digging up corpses to make this mechanical army. And the worst part is, he's getting really good at it. It does mention that if you kill the reactor, you kill the soldat, but it's still really good at fighting. It took on and killed 3 Lycans. So if anything, the good outweighs the bad. Speaking of soldats, hello! I missed! Crap! There we go, didn't miss that time. Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of that here in the factory. Even though we just got introduced in probably the best way possible on what these things are capable of when you saw it in the first room, they're going to be appearing from everywhere. Heisenberg has been a very busy boy and has been making soldiers for a long time underneath Mother Miranda's nose. They're everywhere. When I said these were the newest normal enemies, I wasn't kidding. Thankfully, though, as soon as we get this shotgun with an extra power buff, they're not going to stand much of a chance. Let's go ahead back over to the forge here. Get a new way to move forward. The cogs, they turn. I do enjoy this little cooldown that we're doing here. you get it, because you pour the hot liquid in there, and then you just hyper cool it down, and then oh my god, a large cog! I'm a cog in the corporate machine. Let's go, Ethan. Let's be a worker ant. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't think we want to work for this guy. I wonder if Heisenberg knows where we are yet. Maybe this will clue him in. Give it life!
Oh, Ethan. Such a disappointment. I thought we could join forces against that bitch Miranda. Truly disappointing.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Took us to be her children. She locked us away in the village. Decades of being forced to serve her. Can you even understand that humiliation?
So every now and again, Heisenberg is
I'm not like my siblings. I want nothing more than to be free of that bitch. So I need power. I need enough power to destroy her.
Throughout this entire segment,
Are the fruits of my power. The strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
What a freak.
okay, you done? Heisenberg is going to be, no doubt about it, monologuing this entire time. And I think he kind of has a right to. He's kind of the brains in the background. And he's got an entire mechanical army. And I kind of see where he's coming from. He literally was not born for this. He was essentially made for this. Mother Miranda found 4 vessels that were, pretty decent. And bam, Heisenberg just happened to be the strongest of the bunch. And he knows that, and I believe she knows that too. But knows that she can overpower him if need be, so this is why he needs the army. So again, I kind of see his plight. He is going to be a bit of a jabberjaw this entire time. I guess he hasn't had a friend in a while, and the soldats don't exactly make for great conversation. Especially, when they're happy noises. And they're, when they're mad, they go. And of course, when they're scared, they just go. Yeah, so I totally understand wanting to wax poetically a little bit with Ethan Winters, dad of the century here. Although I do call it into question. He said Rose is just gonna be fine. We never saw what happened to the chalice. To our knowledge, she's already still out there. Nobody picked her up. Not even Heisenberg. Would you please just get caught by this trap? I'm very surprised this didn't work the first time. Well, that worked. Can you please get hit by this? Hey, there we go. I guess it needed more more back to come off of. Maybe the sweat particles conducted the electricity better? I don't know. This kind of counts as a stealth segment of the game. I mean, not really. You had more of that in Castle Dimitrescu. But these guys will kind of be in hallways, and you have a chance to get the drop on them, and use power grids to kind of shock them, stun them a little bit. So they do give you a prompt way to deal with these guys. You don't have to wait for them to reveal their weak point. You can actually shoot them with a powerful gun, and they will actually raise their arms in disbelief. Like, who is this Superman who overpowered my drill hand, and I am about to get hurt. Okay. I was wondering about that. You can still deal damage with the rest of their body because they are just a rotting husk. I'm surprised I was actually able to kill that guy. Do not waste ammo on this. All these doors, no matter how good you are at first-person shooters, just break them open. You don't have to waste ammo. Now, if you're going for a speed run, by all means, shoot an explosive at it. God, that just reminds me of Salazar's crusher trap that had 6 jewels in the ceiling, and it's just like, what do you mean he thought to shoot the jewels? What a jerk! You know, I keep getting asked, am I gonna play the Resident Evil 4 remake? What do you think? Although right now I'm currently playing Village, so I can totally understand. Now, if the Resident Evil 4 remake flops, I can totally go for, well, it's only half as good as Resident Evil 8 Village. And then break for lunch, and that's how you do a journalism, everybody. I love the atmosphere in this place. You can hear the bangs and clangs of a factory being worked on. You can also hear enemies way in the background. And then you got soldats that can show up at any time. This one is extremely funny. There is no way to actually get through that. The only way to get through it is to wake that dude up, have him slash down the wall, and then kill him for the cash. Oh, wow. Must have hit him dead on in the heart. Yeah, you totally want to come back here because oodles of cash and magnum ammo. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's good. I'm still missing something, so I think I'm on the right track to getting everything. We'll just go ahead and move on. The factory doesn't have too many points of no return. There's actually a very simplistic way to go back to previous sections. Only what? Hold the phone, because we've got a new variant of the Soldat. His core is on his back. Yeah, this would be threatening if you couldn't just drop him to his knees and any explosives hurt his back as well. But hey, at least it's a awesome pickup. A large crystal mechanical heart, sell it for a high price. Alright. And that was kind of your final tutorial on Soldats. Because, and this is another aspect I greatly enjoyed the factory now that I understand how it works, we've made one huge loop. Because here we are when the power was originally off. Pretty cool, huh? So now, before we move on, I'm actually going to head back to the Duke. We're going to sell a few things, we're going to upgrade a few things, and then we're going to call it quits. Consider this part 1 of the factory. There is another specific cutoff point that I would normally do, but this episode's going on a bit longer than expected. So, we'll just come give the Duke a high five, sell some stuff, and then we'll call it.
Oh, yes.
His blank stare gets me every time. For those mechanical hearts, 5 grand, 9 grand for the large one. Keep that magical cylinder. Jesus, I'm speaking Yu-Gi-Oh again. No, excuse me, it's a dialect. Keep that mechanical cylinder. You're gonna wanna. And can't get firepower yet, but we definitely need to get some ammunition. We're going to be extremely conservative here in the factory. We're going to need all the ammo we can get by the end.
For your patronage.
Yo! Okay. So, still not doing the best. I mean, could be doing better. Definitely getting a lot of crafting materials, which is great. I think. No, that is a great thing. That is a great thing. Alright. Next time on Resident Evil Village, we're going to move on with the factory, but I want to show something off. I already showed this off in the co-op Let's Play, but I figured I'd show it off here. Have you ever wanted to see the Duke mad? No! Have you ever wanted to see the Duke mad?
Aye, that's a lot of destructive power.
This is the only time he gets pissed off. And it's funny every time. He even gives you an angry face, like, That's where we'll call it here. I'll just keep blowing up the Duke to get some interesting responses. See you guys next time.